I know it. If he beats me, I'll take my hat off to him. Because come that day, he will be facing his number one rival. There's no question in my mind. He will be in for a fight.
I think your vision about money is really clear that a lot of people need to learn that money should be looked at as a means to buy time, not to buy stuff. So
That's
then let's
it.
yeah. So let's talk about Denis
Yeah.
Siplankov and Levan Seginashvili right now. After the Denis match, it was very clear, and you have also mentioned that was the strongest arm that you have ever felt on the table. So, what are you expecting from Levan? Will that be a new strongest arm that you are going to feel, or are you expecting him to be a little bit less stronger than Denis?
No, I think he'll be stronger. Yeah. I think Levan is even more professional than what Denis was. That's my opinion. I think he's, for one, he's bigger. I think that Denis was, low 300s, and I think Levan is like 400 pounds right now. I think I saw something this morning where he was like 185 or something kilo or something. Like he's big. He's bigger, so he's bigger than Denis, and I would say that he's at least as technically proficient. Might be. I would probably argue that he's more technical. Denis was great. I don't want to say that Denis's technique was poor, because it certainly wasn't. But I think that Levan, actually, when you add up all his matches and amount of time in the sport, I think Levan's probably got more time in at this point. Yeah, I think Levan will be stronger than what Denis was. That's what I expect.
So let's try to add a little bit math in this. You said that Denis was about 30% stronger than you. So you are at 70,
Yeah.
Denis was 30, and let's say Levan is at 110. So since your giant pumpkin training, maybe you are from right now from 70 to about
So
95.
there's a
You
lot of
still need to
factors.
get that 15.
Yeah, now I'll tell you. So I said that about the left arm, and
Right.
my left arm at that time was not in its best shape. Really wasn't. My left arm today is way more. It would do much better. I think if I had the match today left-handed with Denis, maybe I would have a chance somewhere to get him. But I wouldn't say that it would look like the last time I faced him. The last time I faced him, my left it was not in condition. It just wasn't. There would be nothing that I could do. So I'd say right now my left hand, compared to what Denis was, would maybe be maybe a 90 or a 92. So I could maybe find that 10 or 8% somewhere in the later rounds to find a stop on him. And my right hand is much better than my left. It just is. At this
So
point, once it's rested, peaked.
when you're saying you may have a chance, you're talking about your left arm as it is right now, or when you get a time to prepare or train more seriously with your left arm,
Right
train with weights
now.
as well. Right now, that is
Right now, my left hand, some very strange things happened to my left during this pumpkin training. It was really weird. Like, my left arm during the course of this pumpkin training is the best it's ever been in my entire career. I know it. I know it is. There's something strange about what happened with the amount of rest that I give it, the amount of specialized. So I arm wrestle with my left all the time. Hey, Bonnie. Oh, sorry. Oh, Milo. Milo just came home. So anyways, a lot of things happen with my left. It is the best it's ever been in my career. It has been for the last probably good year running. And you can ask anybody who's close to me, anybody who trains with me regularly. My left is not the same arm. It's fast. It's responsive. It's strong. It's very healthy. Very, very healthy. And it can go every day. Every day. And I don't train it. I don't do a single lift outside of the arm wrestling table. But between the base that I built up for, 40 years of training, coupled with there's something going on with this whole right-left thing, because I do a ton of homework with my right hand, and there's something that happens. Now, my right is better, but my left has been dragged along in the process. It really has been. So I don't know where my left is. My left might be, I think I could beat Cody Merritt. I really do. Like, I think I'm probably the best lefty also in North America. I just haven't gotten to prove it.
All right.
And
So will you
I wouldn't even take time off. I wouldn't even train.
You wouldn't. That was my question. You wouldn't train even if you get a match left-handed.
No, I just show up. Yeah.
So let's talk about your right arm giant pumpkin training a little bit. From what I have seen, I've personally noticed, maybe I am wrong, you can only correct it. So I've noticed that your pronation has gotten a lot stronger in last couple of years, but I don't see much, if any, improvement in your inside game right arm. So is that the case? Would you like straight away jump in a hook in round 1 against Thodzilla right now? Or is the giant pumpkin training working only for your pronation and back pressure?
Well, one thing you should consider when evaluating data is which pieces are the most valuable. And the thing that you should always look at the most is the competitions, right? So the only pieces that you can really test, I've done some local stuff around here, like some local kind of matches, but look at my match with Michael, look at my match with John. And, with Michael, I'd say that, I think I was pretty stable everywhere. With John, I'd say that, yes, I did open out round 1, but I don't think that there's necessarily weakness in my cup like there has either. I mean, my cup was diminished quite a lot after my surgery. So after my surgeries on my elbow, that's when I really started to develop this more outside, this more rolling style, this more open style. In my opinion, that's been my lead probably in the last, 7 or 8 years. Hey, Mo. But it's all come up. All of it's come up. I think just my rise and my pronations are probably my strongest suit. But my cup it's coming along as well. Just I think that as I'm evolving, I think I am evolving into like this more open style as my primary. But I can arm wrestle anywhere. I really can. I can press. I can hook. It's just this is such a great opener. It really is. It's a great opener, especially based off of my genetic profile, like where I like to extend things. It's a good way to arm wrestle for me.
So the next question is about getting massive. I messaged you about a similar thing in the past as well, about a nutritionist. I also got one question from one of our viewers. Why are you not consulting a nutritionist? I know it is when people say that if you are a super heavyweight, you should eat whatever you want. I don't believe in that. If you eat better, you are going to be better no matter what weight you are at. So why no nutritionist?
Well, you are of course correct. Of course you are correct. I mean, Joel, do you hear that? We should hire a nutritionist, or at least we should just get all those pre-made meals.
Or you could listen to me about nutrition.
But that's a lot of work. Macros. Macros, right? Look, it's really a lot of me is path of least resistance. Okay. I don't know. What do you think, Joel? Can we afford somebody to make all our meals for us?
What country do we have to come from for that to be?
I would love it.
It is not about affording, Devon. You could just take his name on your channel and that guy would do it for you for free.
Yeah, but okay. The thing is, look, I actually, believe it or not, I actually do know how to eat healthy. I really do. I've spent a lot of my life really caring about fitness and nutrition, and I have picked up a lot of things along the way. Even though, people think I just eat bacon and pancakes and that's basically my life and Doritos here and there. I actually do know what healthy eating is. I really do. It's one of the areas in my life that is certainly lacking in terms of discipline. Can I do better? Yes, I can.
It used to be that way though.
Yeah, Jody's. I've gotten much worse as I've gotten older. Like I eat way more crap now than I used to when I was like back when, for the first, geez, when I was in my 20s, I would not even eat any sugar, nothing refined. It was perfectly clean all the time.
I'm just gonna weigh in on this one topic, and then I'll leave you guys to.
Definitely.
He used to eat birdseed because he thought that was probably the healthiest food
Well,
you get.
so
eat birdseed out of a string.
That was like for a few days.
Yeah, that was a few days trying to convince me how
Yeah.
delicious it was.
Well, I've done a lot of experiments.
But he used to eat completely clean all the time, and you know, those days are long gone.
Actually, Devon, I would kind of disagree with what you just said about knowing what you should eat. It is not necessarily about knowing what you need to eat. Sometimes it is about planning. Like you have to plan a lot, like buying stuff next day. A nutritionist does that for you. Everything is planned, and mostly it is about planning. That is what he is doing. You don't have to invest your mind in what you need to eat.
Right. Yeah, because there is no space. There's no space in my mind because my mind is actually about the size of a pea. So there's no space in it. If I could have that problem solved for me, that'd be great. If I could just go into my fridge and be eating stuff, I path of least resistance. That's me.
So you have mentioned that in the past that arm wrestlers are sometimes too stubborn to fight a losing battle, which they should just quit. But yet I have never seen yourself quit. When was the last time you quit a round because you thought you're not going to win that?
Well, a losing position. It's very important to define what is a losing position.
Not losing position, like in your mind a losing position, the battle that you cannot win.
I get it, right? So that's the difference. I feel like I don't have a lot of losing positions. I don't. I personally feel if you let me be in the match, I have a high percentage ability to turn it around. So I don't really believe that I have a lot of losing positions. I think if I'm in the match, there's a good chance that I'm gonna find a way to become more efficient than you. I'm gonna find a way to turn it around, and that's one of the things that I'm better at in the sport than say starts. Right? One of my big vulnerabilities is right when they say go. If I can make the match stop, if you let me in the match, it's not a losing position. If I'm opened up but the match is stopped, you're probably in big danger. And that's not the case for everybody. And really, I mean, just because it's really about how people interplay. I think a lot of times when an opponent faces me, a lot of times they should probably pay very close attention to their efficiency. And as soon as the other guy's more efficient than you, that's a potential. Oh, you know what? There you go. There's one. Round 1, 2018, Michael Todd. I probably should have let that one go. Yeah. That was probably a time when I was stubborn, and it probably had a big impact on the entire match. But hey, that's
so about
nobody wants to stop fighting.
Right. About a year ago from now, like I think it was in early 2021, you said that Michael probably has a better shot at Levan than you. How would you address that statement right now, now that we have more data about almost all the athletes?
Yeah. No, I think that I will have a better shot than Michael right now. I think that, yeah, I think I'll have I will match up better at this point with Levan than Michael will. I believe that.
Right.
Yeah.
And in 2020, you said that right now you would like to have a rematch. You would like to beat Michael, then Gennady, then Vitali, then Levan. You beat Michael. Yes, definitely you said that.
I don't remember anything. Okay, so I said Gennady,
First
Vitaly, and then Levan.
Michael, then Gennady, then
Michael,
Vitaly, then fourth was Levan.
that's a hard road right there. That is a tough road to the top. Any chance I can get a shortcut on that?
You already got it.
Yeah, yeah, right. So look at all those names. To me, they're all superstars. You give me a match with any one of those people, my preparation is going to look very similar. It's an all-in moment. Gennady, to me, you don't get higher than Gennady. Well, obviously there is higher than Gennady, but to me, like Gennady's on a level where I just think he's a superstar. Same thing with Vitaly. Same thing with Levan. Just so happens that the way that the world opened up for me is I had the opportunity to pull Levan. So that's extremely appealing to me. I was ranked number 1 in the world probably from about 2008 to 12 right-handed. If I could touch that spot again, that's incredible. To me, it's so motivating. So motivating. At 46, to have a legitimate shot where people believe in me enough to give me that opportunity to fight for the number 1 super heavyweight spot in the world. Sorry Gennady, sorry Vitaly, I'm all in on the guy. And I would expect that anybody would do the same thing. Like anybody who's in that top 10-ish of the super heavyweights gets an opportunity to pull this guy, or this guy, you're going to take Levan every single time, right? That's the match everybody wants, the number 1 spot in the world, right?
So that takes us to our next question. What about the match with Hermes? After the Levan match, is it possible?
Hermes is so whiny. All I hear that guy do is cry and complain. Oh, I never know to pull the Europeans. He's scared. Oh, man, seriously, the guy makes me want to puke. Really. Like, I see how much he loves me and wants to be like me, and that's cool. Hermes, you're doing well. Okay, he's on his way. But, the amount of obsession that he has with me is not good for him. It's not good. He should just yoga, meditation, maybe try mushrooms, Hermes. I'm not saying do drugs, but just chill out, dude. You'll get your chance. You'll get your chance.
With you.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question, it leads to another question. Why no Europeans and why no tournaments?
Because Europeans are just genetically superior and I'm scared of them. I don't know. Europeans, as soon as somebody has like an Illy or, a Jakovac or something at the end of their name, it's got to not look at. I would pull Europeans anytime. I have pulled many Europeans. WAL was open for Europeans. Okay, like Europeans came over. All right, WAL paid better. Okay, so all the Europeans who were like complaining, well, why didn't you come pull me? You would have got paid more money. Saying WAL was an open league, it's not true. Anybody could have joined the WAL, especially during the tournament years. Some did. You have European champions. I think it's kind of funny that this has been kind of a narrative that's been painted by some people to, devalue me somehow or cause, some kind of thing that they can talk about. The truth is I've always participated at the highest level that I can participate. I've always gone after, in one-on-one competition, the best guy that I thought I could take. Spent a truth for my entire career. The fact that I didn't pull at Zalati speaks to a few things. Speaks to my availability. Okay, a lot of the years I'm just not available. Okay, it's just not happened. I'm either away or I'm busy, or there's another better option for me. And there's been a lot of great options. Truth is, when you count like the airfare, what Zalati pays you, it does not even necessarily put you ahead. And I've never, one thing I say, it's not about the money, but I've never ever felt comfortable. And this is for like well over a decade, maybe even, maybe 20 years I've felt this way, that I never wanted arm wrestling to take from my family. I never wanted that. I never wanted it to be something that actually cost my family money for me to go and do. And when you look at how much you win at Gelati, it's really, I mean, it's not comparative to what we were winning at WAL. That's for sure. Yeah. So I know people get really excited about the whole Gelati thing and how I was never there, but why weren't you at WAL? That was where the real action was. That was where the real money was. That was where the look at YouTube hits. Look at everything. Like, let's never ever put the experience all in of what you get from participating in the WAL to what you get from participating at Gelati, because it's not the same. And people should never ever think that it is the same, because across the board, WAL wins every time. I would have chosen, that's something I would never regret. If somebody was like, Devon, you can go back in history and you can participate in Gelati instead of this. No, never.
So the next question would be, does the haters and the comments from the haters bother you? This question is especially coming after we have seen Sap the Bee kind of get into your head, or at least piss you off a little bit.
I really like it. I think that it's a good sign that we're doing well as a sport when I have people that hate me, that may or may not know me. I'm sure a lot of these guys do know me and they hate me, but I'm sure that probably a lot more of them actually don't even know me personally and they hate me, which is great. It just shows that we're making people feel something. I'm happy about it. I want people to hate me more. I'm sure that won't be difficult.
So I think the answer is that it doesn't bother you.
The only thing that bothers me is that they don't hate me more and there's not more of them. I want much more hate. I want more love and I want more hate as well. I just, it's great. Yeah, bring it on.
I can help you out with some of that.
Yeah, Jody's got lots for me. Yeah.
So
If I've done the dishes or not.
another question is that you chose Levan, or the statement is that you chose Levan and not Vitali, so that you could still be considered number 2 because you lost to a number 1 guy, if that happens.
Is that how it'll work? I don't think people consider me the number 2 guy right now. So by beating him, or by losing to him, I'll go up. That's kind of like what Dave Chafee does. When Dave Chafee loses, he goes up in rank. Maybe I can get, what do we call this? We call this the Chafee phenomenon. Okay. So by losing to Levan, I will ascend. Yeah. That's got nothing to do with any of my motivation. Look, I think Vitali is incredible. Vitali is so good. Like, to pull either one of them would be awesome. It just so happens that Levan's got the number 1 ranking in the world. If let's just say I win. Let's say I win. Okay. Yeah. Probably be Vitali. I think Vitali is the number 2. Yeah. So one of the jobs of that, so I've got this legacy hammer right now. If I don't give it to Levan, it will be my job to get it to the guy who I think should have it. And until proven different, I think that it would definitely be Vitali afterwards. The only question mark for me is this crazy Alex Kurdecha. It's the only question mark. Like, Alex might be, but we don't know exactly how good Alex is right now. He definitely is on that short list. I was really excited to see him and Vitali, but truthfully, I did have Vitali to win. I did, in my mind. But yeah, we'll find out. Look at it comes. Look at, I'm not taking this match so that when I lose, I can be considered number 2. See, this is crazy people. That's troll talk. That's what that is. That's total troll talk.
I've got at least 10 similar comments like that. And the reason that I think, Devon, you went straight to Levan after you beat Michael, is because of the way you beat Michael. Till that time, nobody had swept Michael in last 1 decade, at least 6-0. And you did that, and the way you did that, it has never been done before. Like, not by Denis, not by Trubin, not by Pushkar, not by anyone. And you did that. So that was the reason. But now Michael lost to Gennady 3-0 as well. So does that lose kind of diminish your win against Michael? Does that bother you?
I think it does a little bit. Like, I think that, Michael was, don't want to say was, Michael is another guy who you can say for the past 20 years has been in the top. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his lowest point would have been through the last, easily, I think you can say top 10 for 20 years, maybe. I don't know, maybe not 20, maybe 20 years, maybe not 20, but maybe certainly for like a good 15. I would say probably you can look at Michael and say he's in the top 10 for 15 years. And I don't think there'd be a lot of people that would debate that. But yes, the last little bit looks like he's been, he got beat up by me, and then he got beat up by Gennady in similar fashion. So I don't know whether. Look at the arm wrestling field continues to rise. People are getting better and better, especially in the super heavyweight division. Like, arm wrestlers today are better than they've ever been. And arm wrestlers are getting bigger, they're getting taller, they're getting stronger, they're getting more technical. Where does that put Michael? Is Michael injured? Does Michael have a problem? I personally think that Michael was better in 2018. I do. I think Michael in 2018 was just a better arm wrestler. I think that I think he has an injury. That's what I think. But I mean, I can't speak to it really. I mean, we all have injuries and Michael, I mean, you take one look at the guy's elbow. I mean, clearly he has a lot to manage. Has his injury been exposed where it's starting to become problematic for him? Potentially. We'll find out. Is Michael still the number 2 in North America? And is he going to pull Todd Hutchings? Is Todd Hutchings going to beat him? Can he still beat Dave Chafee? There's a lot of questions right now with Todd. How good is Michael really? A lot of questions. I think it's great for Michael. I mean, Michael can have a match with anybody right now, and nobody's sure if he's going to win or lose anymore. And if you had gone back 4 years, it was hard to get a match for Michael because everybody was like, oh, he's going to put him in the King's move. He's going to bleed him out. It's going to be over. But yeah, either way, I do have faith in saying I'm the number 1 representative from North America. I have strong faith to say that I will beat anybody in North America. And I think that alone makes the match real relevant. And then when you start to say that, I am that guy and I'll beat all of you and I've been arm wrestling forever and blah, 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 then it makes the match even cooler. And the truth is I'm going to beat Levan. I'm going to do it. It's not going to be the way that people want to see it, but it's going to happen. And we're 3 months out and a little bit. I am the best representative. I'm going to find a way through that guy.
Is that way a King's move? Do you think King's move is your only option? This was also one of the questions.
Oh, no. The thing is, the way I arm wrestle in practice is a certain way. Competition is completely different. I let people come in so many ways when I practice. Like when I practice, I give away a lot of pieces that are really important in arm wrestling so I can isolate and work certain parts of the game. And I think a lot about safety. That's one of the reasons why I arm wrestle this way a lot in practice, because no matter what the guy does, he can fast start me, he can elbow foul me, whatever. This is a very safe style that I can control things and keep myself from getting injured. But as soon as you're arm wrestling, everything is working, okay? There's options. There's options. Is King's move the most likely option? Might be. What you need to do when you look at a guy is you just need to go back and watch the way they lose. And people will lose the same ways over and over. And when you look at Levan hasn't lost in a while, but you can see how Levan loses. He loses through his hand, and I've also seen him lose through his arm. So he can lose both ways. What's possible? Who knows? Who knows? But that's the most important thing, not to necessarily see how one person wins, but see how the other guy loses. Yeah, it's been a while for Levan. It'd be like George Foreman experience, maybe. You know.
So, are you going to be equally disrespectful to Levan at the press conference as you were to John Brzezinski?
Was I disrespectful to John?
That's the question. I think, yeah, I would say yes, maybe. I think you were a little bit, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy everything and anything and everything that happens before the match.
What did I say? It was so disrespectful.
Just, I think you were just not letting him speak.
John Brzezinski? You need to speak up. Did I say anything disrespectful to John Brzezinski?
At the press conference.
I think that's arguable considering the things that he said to you. I think you might have been responding to some of the things that he said to you on basically what I would consider to be an even.
That's the way I would see it too, right? I feel like I was defending myself. I feel like John challenged me. John said a bunch of things about me, how he was going to smash me, how he started it all. And once he started, how
you duck Europeans.
Yeah, he said all sorts of things about me.
That's why I said I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely fun. I'm sure Levan and I will get into it. Levan's a brute. Levan is he's an ogre. Oh, okay, yeah.
So
yeah, for sure it'll get nasty.
I only have 2 questions left, Devon, and it is almost 1 hour 10 minutes right now. So the question is that Engin told you that you need to practice at a similar level of strength. Not that it is possible to replicate that level of strength, but you should try to get close to that level of strength in your training. And you're kind of opposite in your training methods. You are like medium intensity and maximum volume type of guy. And I kind of, not that I know anything about training, but I kind of take Engin's side in this one. Like if you have to jump 30 feet to set a world record in a long jump, and if your pit is only 25 feet and you keep jumping 25 feet, 24 feet, 100 or 1000 times, how are you going to train yourself to jump 30 feet when the day of competition arrives?
I think I'll say 2 things. The first thing I'll say is, at this point, I know my body very, very well. I know it very well. I know how it responds. I know what works for me. That being said, it's not always the same. Okay. When you are 46, multiple circuits, been arm wrestling a long time, my body responds very well to volume. It just does. I would have had similar theories to you, but the truth is I get stronger by doing volume. That's how it works. I do not get stronger by doing higher intensity levels.
One rep maxes.
No, I'll just probably get broke down more, and I won't heal the same way. My body needs to be like a river. I need to be running all the time, flow. And through the flow, I get stronger. It's how it is with me. Whatever theories are out there, this is the way it is for me. I've been at it quite a while. I've tried a lot of different things. This works very well for me. And the other thing I'll just kind of say to, expand on that thought a little bit. It's been a constant, in the arm wrestling world, when it comes to like coaching people or whatever, I'd be like, oh, if you could do this, you'd be way better. Or if you could pull more like this, you'd be way better. Like, for example, a guy with a great hit, but as soon as the hit is stopped, he normally loses. And so you talk to this guy, you coach this guy, and you're like, man, if we could just work on your stop game, you'll be way better. Doesn't always work like that. Or if you take a guy like me and he'd be like, if you could just get that initial surge way stronger. Well, it doesn't really work like that. Like you can't make a cheetah into a frog. You can't make a fish into a chimpanzee. You are what you are, and you got to be the best version that you can be. So whatever it is that you are, you just got to optimize it. And I'm a volume guy.
So the final question, before we get to the final question, guys, the match will be on 25th of June, coresports.world. Please buy the pay-per-view. Links will be in the description. So Devon, what if Devon Larratt loses or he wins? What is next for Devon in the future in both conditions?
So if I win, I will have to defend the hammer. That's what I'll have to do. And I would probably take a period of relaxation, where I got to, travel, enjoy, hang out with the community. And then I'd ramp up for another defense. And if I were to lose, I would probably extend that period longer. So I would probably do a much longer promotional, work a lot more on arm bet, work more on the community side of things a bit more. It's so cool to get to compete at this level. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do it. I don't. But while I can, I will. If I legit believe I have a shot at being the number one guy in the world, that's the number one priority. I'll do everything I can to stay there. But if that's not realistic, then I will find my niche in a more sustainable kind of level of intensity, and doing things that are just as fun and more sustainable. So there's a lot of look, I want to tour the world and arm wrestle all over the world. There's a lot of places that haven't been built up the way that I know that they have to be. Like a lot of South America, a lot of Africa. These places are so untouched. And I'm telling you, once Africa starts to blow up, could get crazy. Like if everybody's like Khaled down in Cameroon, like telling you, there's gonna be problems. If there's 100 Khaleds out there, there's gonna be difficulties. It's gonna be difficulties. But yeah, I just want to keep on having fun with it. Win or lose, it's all good. It's all good.
And
what am I kidding? No, it's not good. I'm gonna lose it if I lose. If I lose it, I'm gonna be hell to live with. Jody's it's gonna be no fun around here for probably 3 months if I lose.
And what are you planning on doing post-retirement? I know it is not near.
This is my retirement. I'm retired. Yeah, this is my life. Yeah.
Are you allowed to? You mentioned in the past that you cannot predict matches on stakings. Can you predict your own match?
Well,
because it is also on stakings.
Well, that doesn't. Yeah, it's kind of whatever. It's hard for me to say exactly because I see Levan as being so awesome. He's so awesome, but I will be so hard to beat that day. I know I will be. I will be hell to pull. I will be so difficult for any human being on the planet to manage that day. I know it. If he beats me, I'll take my hat off to him. Because come that day, he will be facing his number one rival. There's no question in my mind. He will be in for a fight. It's hard for me to imagine. Respect Levan a lot. If it's going to be a loss, I mean, Levan is incredible. But
all right,
I'll be ready.
That's the confidence. So thank you very much, Devon, for this interview. The first time you invited me on your channel, it was one of the best days of my life. Not only on YouTube, I'm talking about my entire life. One of the best days. And this could be a very close second one.
Oh,
definitely.
Stop it, Pradeep. Everybody
no,
loves you, man. Keep crushing it. Keep
seriously,
on.
man.
We need to get you a 3 times YouTube speed option so you can watch even more content.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There are options. People have recommended it to me, but it is still kind of difficult. You need to do that through a browser, download some plugins. It is it would take that much time, more than it would save,
Are
in
you
my
up to that
opinion.
processing speed yet? You think you could do 3?
There are some guys. There is only one guy in arm wrestling community, Derek Smith, who sometimes I kind of struggle even at 2x speed. He speaks really fast. Like I have to stop doing anything when I'm listening to Derek Smith at 2x speed. Otherwise, I will not catch it. Otherwise, if it is Devon, I can read while listening to you in 2x speed.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm pretty slow talker, but hey, I think what you're doing is so incredible. You make it. A lot of times now, I'll just watch yours, and then if there's something I want to dig deeper in, then I'll go check it out. But man, you keep us up to speed so quick. It's great. Big fan of everything you do, buddy. Big fan.
Thanks, Devon. Love you, Jody. And Devon, please keep growing the sport as you are already doing, and please keep helping beginners like me. They'll always be thankful to you. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you.